going on, kiddies? This is Procreate back with a little math for you today. We are doing lag in the game, and what it means, I'm not sure. So anyways, what I've worked out is one frame is equivalent to 33 milliseconds of lag. Now what I've done is I set my live PVR on the base level, and then I put a 50% layer of the theater mode above it. So that is the ghosting you are seeing, is the theater mode and what it represents. And then audio wise, the live action is in your left speaker and the theater mode action is in your right speaker. So how I set this up after that is I went by the clock in your lower left hand corner and basically lined that time up to the frame, and it is the only thing that I could get consistent, because what I did is I was thinking, oh, I'll line this up to when I shoot the gun. No, that didn't work, because as you see these numbers pop up every time I shoot the gun, they are different. What is recorded, at least in theater mode, differs from when I actually do it in real life. And most of the time it's behind. We'll see at one point I hit a quarter of a second delay between when I fire the gun in real life and when theater mode thinks I fire it. So what is theater mode? We've heard them say it's just a representation of the game. And it could be. Or is it the master record of the game? I think that's what I'm going to look at next. And before I draw any final conclusions on this, I'm going to try to get up with some people who have PVRs and have them all recorded, and I want them to print their live action, and I want them to print their theater mode and see how far off it is. And especially with the host, that's the trick, is knowing that you're host and printing it, basically. If theater mode is a representation of host, then it should line up with no delay. And if it doesn't, then we'll know, well, hey, it is a representation of the game. Either way, what I've taken from this is, at least in theater, my gun firing goes off at different times regardless. I don't know what that means yet to the game at large, but I don't know. It's just those times when you're playing and you feel like you're in God mode. Other times you feel like you can't even get a shot off before you're dead. Sometimes you feel like you're shooting them with a full clip and they don't die. I'm kind of on a search to explain all that. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. And what I've noticed here, at least, is that from watching the theater mode superimposed and kind of measured out, that it's pretty dynamic. It's not static. I was not expecting that. That is something that is kind of new. Something unexpected. I expected my character to be pretty sample accurate with what I was doing in real life, just delayed or, you know, different. But it looks like that's not the case, and I don't know why. But, you know, trying to figure this out, I don't know if there's anything that can be done about it. Is this something that, you know, they can fix? Is this something that's in the netcode that they can fix, that they can tweak and make better? It's something that has kind of ruined the experience for me on one level. On Black Ops 2, I can no longer play with the guys I used to party with. When we all try to team up, we're spread all over North America, and it makes it a miserable experience for a couple of the people. somewhere, depending on who's, you know, party leader, who's got, you know, the search and so forth. But it's made it to where we basically just can't play together anymore, and that's kind of sad. That's not what Call of Duty is about for me. It's about partying up with friends and playing. That's kind of a bummer. I've been playing a lot of solo lately, and that's where I find the, you know, the best gameplay to that not get frustrated on, of losing unfairly. In this game, you know, I'm using this game as an example, but I'm not using an example as bad lag. It's just a game that I had on my hard drive that I had come up with the idea of doing this on. That's another thing that I might look at, is start recording games with really bad lag, where I feel like, you know, nothing's going right, and see how different it is. I mean, here, I think on average we're looking, on me shooting, we're looking at basically a 99 millisecond delay on average, maybe between 66 and 99. So that's, you know, a tenth of a second, a fifth to a tenth, or not a fifth, but a tenth to a 20th of a second, which isn't too bad. You know, we're looking at the vector rate of fire. You know, 3 frames is 1 round and halfway to your second round. So it is what it is. But if you want to see more, hit subscribe. If you like this video, hit like. I'm gonna be looking at more of this and see what else I can find. But till next time, Procreate. See ya.